Episode 456. Thank you all for listening to episode 455, 2013 Royal Rumble debut of the Whoville Bully. I am the Whoville Bully here with my co-host.
Betting Bear.
Pissed off Parrot.
Yeah, we're going to get into why Parrot is pissed off today. But first, we got to thank some people. Thanks to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter @Songs by Wes. Thank you to All Work Clothing. Visit allworkclothing.com. Mention Overline Podcast. Brandon's going to hook you up with that deal. Hey, if you're in the Anthony Wayne School District area, there is a basketball tournament for girls and boys, 3rd through 6th grade on Saturday. And if you come out and buy your Anthony Wayne Spirit Wear, 20% of all proceeds are going to go to the Anthony Wayne Youth Foundation. I know a guy that happens to be the vice president of the board. So it's much obliged and much appreciated if you come out and support. And if you spend over $100, you entered into a raffle to win a family membership for the year to the Youth Foundation. So if you have kids, it's good for you. Something good putting on. And thanks, Brandon, for doing that. Brandon's always been big in the community, and we love that he supports us. So thanks, Brandon, for all you do. Thank you to Crandall's Quality Landscaping. Give Sean a call, 419-704-5471. Serves the Toledo and surrounding areas and not
Dayton, Ohio.
We're going to get into that too. Thank you, Sean. Thank you to Sparty Steve. Speaking of Sparty Steve, so what he does, he is a broker for us with insurance, and he got us a killer deal this year. Our insurance came back it started at an 11% increase. He got it all the way down. We have two different plans, a base plan and a buy-up. He got the average down to 2.7% increase for the year. Nice. That's what Sparty Steve does. He can't advertise what he does or where he is, but if you need something, let me know. I can hook you up. I can't say directly what he does or who he works for. Just let us know, and Sparty Steve can hook you up as well.
Sounds like the mafia.
Yes, it does. And last but not least, datingtransformation.com. Thanks, Connell Barrett.
Yeah, make sure you get to datingtransformation.com. Get that free consultation, which you mentioned, Over the Line podcast. In the meantime, get to amazon.com and buy Connell's book, Dating Sucks, But You Don't.
Yes, sir. All right. Before we get into Pissed Off Parrot, let's get Jolf out of the way. Jolf, what happened last week in golf?
Yeah, well, Farmers Insurance, Max Homa comes away with the win. Came back from, I think he was 4 strokes down, ended up winning on Sunday. Rahm was up there, but on Saturday, the tournament ended Saturday, not Sunday. Rahm was up there, just couldn't get his round going, which was surprising because he was only 2 off coming into the day. So I think a lot of people thought he was going to win. Did not play well, but Max Homa ended up coming from behind and winning the tournament, which gives Dub another win on the year. 2 out of 4 right now for Dub. Yeah, he is on fire at the moment. Kim got a 25th. Jason Day for Kode and Gray at Rhymes got 7s. Gray trying to stick on the 7 train. I like it.
Yes, sir.
And Parrot's the only one who had a miscut with Harris English, who played like absolute donkey shit.
So updated standings here. Dub at 11.3, myself 27.3, Bear 30, Cody 48, and Parrot 49.3.
And everyone has missed at least one cut except Dub.
It's a shock. We do not have Dub's pick this week, so I would be next here. I'm going to go with old Tommy boy. Putting him in now.
Tom Hoagie Sandwich. And you were going with, it looks like, who I was thinking about going with. Well, Mavs McNeely. Yep. He's got a pretty good track record at this course. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of big names playing this week because they sandwiched this in between the Farmers Insurance, which is a big tournament, and the TPC Scottsdale.
They Tom Hoagie sandwiched it in.
Yeah, yes, they did. So Pebble Beach kind of gets pushed in between here, and I think your top guys playing this week are Jordan Spieth and Matthew Fitzpatrick and Victor Hovland. So there's not, unfortunately, not many top golfers in the world.
I see there's Lanto Griffin and Ben Griffin. Where's Peter Griffin? I'd take him.
Peter? Sure he probably would play well here, I would imagine.
Yeah, Brian be just moving the ball for him.
Yeah. So they played 3 different courses. They got the Pro-Am. Josh Allen's playing this week because his arm was too hurt to play in the Pro Bowl, so he's golfing instead. Love it.
Yeah, Parrot told me that today.
Mm-hmm.
So Huntley gets in.
Yeah, it's well, that's something else, but
He
yeah.
threw a whopping 2 touchdown passes all year.
Yeah. So before we go into other sports, and do we know who's pairing up with who in the Pro-Am?
I don't. Usually they pair up. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be like, I don't think Josh Allen's going to be with Jordan Spieth, that sort of thing. Big name, big name. But I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I usually don't see those pairings until they start playing.
Nice. So that'll be interesting. But before we get into football, let's talk about wrestling this past weekend. Royal Rumble. How would you compare this before we get into
Do I
it?
not get to pick?
Oh, yeah, I thought you picked. My bad. Pick.
We'll even pair it out. I'm going with Sheamus. What's his name? Sheamus
Old
Power.
Sheamus Power.
Seamus.
Sheamus.
Sheamus O'Shaughnessy. Maybe that's who he'll pair up with. It'll be Team Sheamus. Sheamus Power Shaughnessy. Team Sheamus.
Last thing I need is another miscut because I forgot to pick on air.
You picked Harris English.
No, I know, but I'm saying last thing I need is another miscut though.
Oh, by
I'm
not picking?
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. All right. So wrestling, now that he has that in, Bear, how would you rate that compared to last year's Royal Rumble?
I think last year's was better. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of this year's. I don't think it was that great. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was just kind of there this year. So not a fan. I think if they would have just not said anything about Cody coming back, it would have probably been better. I just don't like that. I don't like when they tell you who's coming back and they don't tell you where he's at, and then it just starts counting down, and then it takes all the fun out of 30th when he comes out. I also don't like that it was the first match on the card as well. Not a fan of that. It's the Royal Rumble. It needs to be the last match on the card. So, man.
I got to redo the points here because you forgot to give yourself the bonus points.
I got one right.
It's not all just 1 point.
Yeah, but if you got the winner right of the Rumble, you got another point.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that. I just did all singles.
Yep. So you got another bonus point. So 2, 4, 6, 7. So Cody has 8 and Peapod gets 9 as well. So that's pretty good. So you guys have Peapod has 9. Bear has 9. Cody has 8. If I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he got most of the matches right. And I had 6. Dub had 7. Parrot still with 1.
Poor Parrot.
It's all right, Parrot. Starting off the year hot. I'm with you, and then you called it, man. I mean, so we had a 30 win and a 1.
Yep, a 30 and a 1. Cody being the 30th and Rhea being 1. So, I mean, right when she came in, I figured that was it right there. She's winning this thing. And I mean, I think we got screwed early with Becky and Bayley pretty much taking each other out because I think everybody had at least one of them in their final. Dub had Bayley winning it. So did Cody.
Here you go, Cody's pick.
He took Power, huh? Okay, so Cody took Seamus Power and Dub took Matt McNeely. So Gray's the only one outside here on this one. With
So hopefully I get a 7.
You'll probably get a 17 this week.
I hope not. Is there a cut?
Yeah, there's a cut this week.
Okay.
It's a 3. It's all 3 though. So there's 3 rounds and then it gets cut to the last. So when you see your guy playing in round 3, it still hasn't occurred yet. So don't get too excited.
So back to the Rumble.
But yeah, back to the Rumble. So yeah, I mean, it was like I said, the women's one was the women's Rumble, I think, was better than the men's Rumble.
Because what? Chelsea Green showed up and Nia Jax.
Oh shit. Or what did I miss on Parrots there? Yeah, Parrot should have 3.
Who else did he have?
He had Cody and Seth, I see.
Oh, he did.
I don't know why.
I'm out of points this early. I see why I've never won a title now. There's some.
Who was the Final Four of the
going
women?
on.
Sonya got thrown out. She was thrown out right before. I think she was 5th. Becky was out. Dakota Kai was out early, and so was Bailey. So yeah, it's not.
Okay.
I was just trying to be like Ron Tolbert to Parrot's score. Sorry.
Just like that, we're back in this, boys.
Parrot probably went in and changed that when I wasn't looking.
Yeah, no shit.
I don't know how that stuff works. You're fine.
Stone cold. Yeah, no, he got that there. And so just going through the matches. So Bianca and Alexa kind of ended prematurely in my thought. And then Uncle Howdy is, in the video montage, do you have control? And then we'll get to KO and Roman last. Bray knew that was going to happen. He beat him. And Uncle Howdy missed that jump by about 5 feet.
Yep. And everyone was and everybody was mad that it wasn't a pitch black match. Like, what did you think they were going to do? Be actually in the pitch black? Like, are people that stupid?
They are.
It's ridiculous.
The whole point it was sponsored by Mountain Dew, pitch black.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, that was fine. And then the Rumbles were all right. And then, but the main event, storytelling, man, finally, great story, great turn. They're beating the shit out of Kevin Owens. Roman wins with the interferences, of course. And then they handcuff KO to the ropes and just beating the shit out of him. And then they give it to Sammy, the chair, and Roman slapping him around and wants him to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy does what we thought he would do, hits him with the chair, gets his ass beat. And the big thing there was Jay turning his back. And, it's like, okay, so they go several ways with this. Jay turns and, has his match with Roman too, or he's going to, try to befriend Sammy and be all cool. And then he's going to turn on Sammy. And then you're going to get Sammy and KO against the Usos at Mania.
The old double
tear. Figure it out. Shit. What spot for here? Is that right?
Beep, 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 beep.
Cody, Chief Cody.
What's happening, boys?
Yeah, we saw your face for a minute. We like your glasses and your vest.
Safety first.
So the the Rumble was all right, and then but that match there at the end. So we're gonna get Cody Rhodes on night 2 against Roman. You're gonna get Rhea against Charlotte on night 1, probably main event, which would be good. And you're probably gonna get the Usos against Owens and Sami Zayn. More likely. We'll see how they play out the whole Jay thing, but
we'll see what they do see what they do at Chamber. But I mean, they've kind of been pushing that anyways, so
because the Chamber match, we talked about this the other night, is for the US title. Fine.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sammy fights Roman for the title at that Elimination Chamber.
And then Jay turns and he's still part of the bloodline, and there's where it lines up your WrestleMania match.
Well, and it just so happens it's in Montreal where Sammy's from, so I would be shocked if he didn't get the title shot.
Yeah, no, you're right. Him, I mean, hell, Kevin Owens too. I mean, he's from Canada, so is he from Montreal as well?
I don't think so.
So far in the men's elimination chamber for the U.S. title, you got Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, and there's 2 others to be determined, probably from SmackDown. Well, maybe not, because it's a Raw title. And then the women's elimination chambers for the Raw Women's Championship, Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, and 2 wrestlers to be determined. Wait, who's the Raw Women's champ? It's Bianca. Bianca's, or is it for a shot? Oh, for a WWE, it's for the WrestleMania championship spot against Bianca. So there you go. So we're going to get 2 more in that. Should be interesting. I mean, we'll see. And then you were in Dayton yesterday. Tell us all about your Dayton fiasco. Parrot hasn't heard this yet.
Yeah. Well, AEW right now, as we're taping, is at the Nutter Center in Dayton at Wright State. And yeah, there was, as I was sitting in the nice, classy Dayton Marriott, you kind of see the AEW folks. So like I said, the first 3 in there when I got in there, and I was like, they got to be like Ring Crew or something, which I'm sure they were. Ring Crew Productions, something like that. And there was a bunch of them, and they all knew each other, hugging, holding hands, handshake and all that good stuff. So obviously they did. I didn't recognize many until the others started coming out. You got wrestlers that I may or may not know, but because it's AEW, it's not like it's WWE. So, but I figured out, one was Powerhouse Hobbs. Now he was sitting with a dude who had to be trainer or something because he was a pretty big dude, and I was trying to see if it was any of their trainers, but I couldn't tell. It didn't look like anybody, but there was an old man, I thought was an old man with his back to me the whole time. Didn't know who it was at all till he stands up. It's Dean Malenko. Sitting right there the whole time. You got JR come, so he rolls in and like some, everyone got dropped off by, hotel, driver service, all that stuff. And as I just happened to turn around because everyone else, they're like, oh, who's that? Like all these production people, or like I said, whoever the hell they are, like, oh, who's coming in now? Who's coming in now? They're just kept looking. So I'm like, well, I'm going to look every time. JR gets out without his hat on, puts the old hat on, rolls in, looks confused as can be. Then
JR
talk. Oh, yeah. Saying hi to people and all that. I almost got up and said hi to him. He probably wouldn't even know who I'm like, oh yeah, you're a sound guy, right? Like, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, he should have got an AEW jacket on. Who are you?
I should have just been sitting there reading his book, like, oh hey, you look familiar.
Or like you said, we were telling you, wear your OTL swag. And then he'd be like,
I didn't even think about it.
He mentioned it twice. I mean, or 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I know.
Mentioned us. He's like, what was her name again? Over the Line Sports Podcast. There you go. Nice little plug.
It would have been funny if that was the case. And I was hoping he was going to come back down, but he never did, at least in the time that I was there. And then, I saw Matt Hardy roll in. Now, Matt Hardy was the only one who actually drove his own vehicle, and he got a Mustang and rolled in. Everyone else got
he did.
I saw Shorty McGee, Adam Cole, and the doctor.
Yeah, as I asked you, how tall is he? You're like, tall as her.
Literally as tall as her.
And she's 5'7". I said 5'7", and I look, and she's 5'7". I'm like, there you go. He's 5'7".
I should have just stood there like I was the doorman or something like that and waited.
Yeah, you should have had like a bellhop uniform on. A bellhop.
They all checked in, went right up to no, they didn't even come over to the bar. Same with old Orange Cassidy, and there were 2 others he was with. I'm sure I knew who they were, but it was a quick, couldn't kind of tell. Then Anthony Bowens came down from the Acclaimed. He was there in an entourage. I couldn't see. I don't know if one of them was Max Caster. It didn't look like him, but they were wearing hoods, so I couldn't tell. But the one guy, another black guy who I've never seen before, he's Brian Cage's manager. I just noticed as I was sitting here watching, trying to see who these guys are. But yeah, he was Brian Cage's manager. It looks like. Still don't know his name, but yeah, it was cool to see a lot of them down there and just kind of
getting bombarded by people.
No, not one person had any. I mean, everyone else who was in there who rolled in looked like it was like some nerdy work thing. So none of those old man nerds had any idea who these guys were at all. Like zero clue. I mean, hell, I didn't know half of them. So, and I watch, but yeah, it was definitely cool. I was sitting there waiting, like, maybe Shivani or something like that would come in, you'd see, but yeah, it was pretty interesting. The amount of people who actually down there would eat, have some drinks and all that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Still haven't figured out who the X-Pac looking dude was yet. I've been waiting to see if I could see him, but maybe he is just a ring guy or something like that. And he just reminded me like he looked like a wrestler.
It was X-Pac.
Yeah.
Probably was.
Yeah, I would have known that.
You're like, there's this big guy. It's not Keith Lee. I'm like, Powerhouse Hobbs. And you're like, yep, it's him.
Well, obviously, when I said it's not Keith Lee, it was because I knew that. And I was sitting there like, because I was sitting back towards the window because that's just where they sat me when I went in anyway. So there were no seats at the bar. I would have been there. And which actually worked out better because I could actually see everything. If I was at the bar, my back would have been everything. But yeah, I was sitting there, I was rolling, I was just kind of looking through the roster and all that. And then I looked and I was like, yeah, it's probably Powerhouse Hobbs. Because there's only 2 large black men on that roster. So
true.
But yeah, no Jericho, no Sammy, no Daniel Bryanson, none of them, which I would have figured maybe.
Daniel Bryanson.
Brian Danielson. That was close. It was like WWE there. So yeah, JR definitely the biggest one that I saw at least. I mean, obviously Dean Malenko as well, but it was pretty cool to see them guys down there. And it sounds like they were going back. It sounded like they were going back there tonight. They must not leave, so they would have been back there again today. It sounds like, or tonight, because they were talking about keeping the bar open. But yeah, like you said, I would have figured, maybe there would have been a bigger one. So yeah, the Matt Hardy, but he never came to the bar area. JR is probably the biggest one that came to the bar, besides Bowens, and I'm assuming Castor was over there with him, but then I saw the gun.
Should have talked to JR right there at the bar.
Dude, well, he wasn't. That's the problem, is he wasn't. He was talking to Malenko and Hobbs and the other two people there. So like that's as far as it went, and then that was it. It's not like I could, at a certain point you go up and you're a little creepy. I think it's creepy. If it was me, I would be. If I was talking to someone and someone came up to me, it's not like he was just at the bar having a drink. You could have a conversation with him or something, or he was just sitting by himself. Then I probably would have done something. But he came over, talked to the guys, and that was about it. But yeah, unfortunately, the one time I don't have my OTL shit, which it wouldn't have mattered. I probably wouldn't have worn it anyways because I'm in the hotel. So I walked downstairs with a long sleeve shirt. It's not like I had to go outside.
Right.
You answer our questions all the time. Then he would have been like, I don't fucking know you guys.
I don't know you, but you always answer our questions.
Thanks, Jim.
Why don't you know us? You should know us, sir.
Yeah, I was trying to see, because some of those guys you can't really tell who's who, without face paint or something. So like Darby Allin or some shit like that. But yeah, none of them. And Jerry Lynn, of course. I forgot about Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn, I text you guys. I'm telling you, he could still go. He was probably in the best shape. I bet he could get in there and go. And actually, as I was getting to my room, which was on the other side of the hotel, I could hear him talk about the concierge lounge. So they're about to go in there, which if they would have went in there, I definitely would have went in and had more drinks with them.
Right.
Because then you could talk. There would only been like 5 people up there. Or they all would have came up and I just would have been there. Like, oh, let's talk wrestling.
So we're not going to do our NASCAR preview for a couple weeks because football will be over. So we'll do that in a couple weeks before Daytona. We will say a few things though. Travis Pastrana is racing in the Daytona 500. I know Parrott is stoked that Pastrana is going to be in a 500.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited about that. I'm actually really excited to watch that.
Over under laps at 20 and a half.
He gets over that. He races well.
Okay.
He'll be involved in the big one though.
When was the last time he raced stock car?
A couple years ago, he did
Let's
Xfinity.
say it's been like 3 or 4 years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And where was it at?
Oh boy.
Probably not Daytona.
That dude can drive a car though.
I can drive a car too, but you don't see
road course. He'd probably be better, because of all the rally car shit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's going to be in one of my DraftKings lineups, but he ain't making it over 20 laps.
Yeah, in 2020, he was in the Craftsman's Truck Series.
So never raced stock car then.
No, he did Xfinity. He did Nationwide or Xfinity, the Truck Series, Sports Car Series, Canon Pro Series East, West, Rally America.
When was the last time he did Xfinity then?
Oh God, years ago. 10 years ago.
Okay, my point exactly.
I think he makes it more than 20. I think he gets involved in the big one though. He might even cause it.
You can't cause it when you're in the back of the pack.
This is true. But he is driving for Jordan. So he's got a Jordan Denny Hamlin car. We'll see. Hey, we've seen anybody win at Daytona. Crazier shit's happened.
If he wins at Daytona, I'll give Parrott $10.
$10. I say you give him 100.
Man, hell no, I can give him $100. If he doesn't, then I want $100.
Hey, I ain't the one speaking up over here.
I mean, I'll take that. If you guys want, I'll give you 100 to 43 odds. So I'll give you $4,300 if he wins. You give me 100 if he doesn't. How about that?
Jesus. Parrott, Don't. It's a trap.
I'm good.
Bet-
Well,
I
how
don't
many
wanna
how
be
many
part
ever
of that.
drivers how many ever drivers there are?
What did he give you? 430 odds. So bet $1 for 430.
I'd still gladly take your dollar.
There you go. $1 if you lose, and you win 430 if Pastrana wins. And he nods his head like, I don't know. Seems like a rough bet for $1.
Oh man.
Hey, you said Travis
I'm
Pastrana
gonna
was the
enjoy
right man?
myself. just
Where the
watching.
hell have you been, Cody? Yes, Pastrana's racing at Daytona.
Yeah, Travis Pastrami.
He's driving a car?
Dude, rally car is his thing. But it's not a rally
That
car.
don't count.
So that's the difference.
That don't count. He's just
Oh my
driving a
gosh.
dirt race.
Yeah, if you see him, like, he could do the Bristol dirt race or a road course, I'd feel more confident. I'm with you though, Bear, seriously. I think he'll do all right, but he's not going to finish top 20, I don't think. I don't even think he finishes. Well, depends on the wrecks. It really all depends on the wrecks. If he fucking skimmies through a wreck because he's hanging out in the back, who knows?
That's the only chance he's got.
Yeah.
My guess is he makes 10 laps and he brings the car in.
Oh, that's fantastic. So he's going to drive the number 67. Black Rifle Coffee is going to be his sponsor for that race. They did have a
What's his number going to be? 77?
67.
67.
I wish it was 69. That would've been
Nice.
great.
Well, then I wouldn't have made the bet.
So they did make some rule changes, though. We'll mention those because I'll forget in a few weeks if we don't now. Updated penalty for a wheel coming off the car. Change to the playoff eligibility for drivers. Cars could run in wet weather conditions on short ovals. Expansion on the restart zone on trial basis. Choose rule to be in place for more races. So choosing which, if you're going to go high or low.
I think that should be every race.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Damaged vehicle clock will be 7 minutes. It had been 6 minutes last year and was increased to 10 minutes during the playoffs. So it's from 6 to 7. Wet weather package for select oval tracks, the Clash at LA, Lucas Oil Raceway Park, Martinsville, Milwaukee, New Hampshire, North Wilkesboro, Phoenix, and Richmond.
Nice.
It's removing the requirement that a winning driver be in the top 30 in points or top 20 in Xfinity. As long as the driver is competing full-time or has a waiver for the races they missed, a win will make them playoff eligible. So that's cool.
What was that? Wait, run that by one more time.
So instead of being in the top 30 in points, if you get a win, if you win, as long as you're running full-time, you're in. Doesn't matter if you're 35th in points. If you get a
What it
win,
should
you're in.
be.
Yeah, no, I agree. And or if they have a waiver for races missed, then a win will make them eligible, which is how it should be. So that's a cool rule. They got rid of what Ross Chastain did at Martinsville, coolest thing that's ever happened in NASCAR, and they get rid of it. Not allowed to do it anymore. So it is what it is. You got a favorite this week at the Coliseum?
Probably Logano.
Yeah, he won it last year, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. I think he'd go back to back.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Parrot, you got any thought?
I just hope for a fun race. I did get to watch it last year, so I'm actually going to watch it this year and see what it's all about. Last year I didn't think it'd be too exciting just because it was so small and they're actually going slow, but it actually seemed interesting. So I'm going to turn it on and see what happens this year.
It'll be interesting. Another thing is so we know Travis Pastrana's in. That's great for him. We know Jimmy Johnson's coming back. February 15th, just speaking back to golf, Full Swing, the Netflix series is starting. So it's following the professional golfers. That'll be neat.
When does that start?
February 15th.
Okay. 2 weeks. Nice.
I laughed my ass off when we go back to wrestling that Michael Cole got ribbed on Pat McAfee being there, and so did Corey Graves. But he said when the music hit, because when I think of Pat McAfee, I still think of the White Stripes. So when the first couple of bars of the new song hit, I didn't immediately recognize it. Then Hunter in my ear said, "Are you going to sell it?" I mouthed to him in the spy cam, "Sell what?" Sell what? And then I looked up and I saw your video board and I'm like, oh my God, you're ribbing me. And he said back in the back, he revealed the text message he sent to Triple H and Kevin Dunn in the aftermath. He said, you fuckers, I can't believe that you guys ribbed me.
That's good.
He was saying that on the Pat McAfee show this week. Obviously, him and Michael Cole have a lot of respect for one another. So, Michael was happy.
Oh, yeah, you could tell. Graves sold it well, too. That was probably the best part of the show.
Yeah. Did he say he's going to be back at all or what?
I don't think so. I mean, I assume he will because college football's over.
Right. And Cody, you missed our wrestling chat. What'd you think of the Rumble?
It was all right.
What'd you think of the last match?
Solid.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I would say it was a solid 7.
What'd you think? Did you think the last match and the whole storytelling there was the best part? After
you said latches, that's it. Oh, he's coming. Also, 60 latches, boss. Somebody was supposed to tell you, and they never did.
I just saw somebody else who was up there, some tall dude I've never seen. They just had a promo, but
so I don't know who she called or who called.
And this is our podcast. We just talk to Cody when he's at work.
They all out. I don't know who was supposed to tell you.
John was supposed to tell him. Or no, sorry, Jason. He was supposed to tell him.
I was thinking Steve.
Fucking clowns, I swear to God.
Cody, do you think the last match was best part storytelling there?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. That now you don't know which way it's going. That's the best part. AEW next. This is what long term storytelling is. This is how it's supposed to work. Not something that you stretch out over a week and a half over 18 YouTube shows. Like you have no clue. You have no clue where this is gonna go right now. So not only did Sammy turn, you got main event Jay turning too. So it's you don't know now. Are you gonna get Sammy and Roman? You gonna get the Usos versus Kevin and Sammy? Are you gonna get a Usos one-on-one match? You gonna get something with Solo and one of those guys? It's like this is crazy. We haven't seen anything like this from WWE in a while, man.
Yep. No, you haven't.
Yeah, I got it from you. Yeah. You seen it? Okay. Yeah. I would say when you want to, what, y'all going to go the break or before that? Okay. All right, here, I'll show you. All right. I'll go now. I got it on the computer. Hey,
I'd love to have an actual show.
I like it.
Yeah, I got I'll come back. I had to fill y'all in.
Fill us in? Oh, Jesus, he's gone.
Well,
So anyway, I was going to make mention that LeBron James, 89 points away from breaking the all-time scoring record. So he's going to do that in probably the next 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, I think, what do they have coming up?
They had a bet on DraftKings for him to do it against Milwaukee whenever they play them.
Yeah, I was going to look at the schedule really fast. The problem is, the issue is why I'm not going to even touch one of those bets is because he'll probably sit out a couple games. I mean, shit, he's playing the Pacers. That's at least 40 points right there.
Well, he's got the Pacers tomorrow, then the Pelicans, and he'll probably do it at home against the Thunder or the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean,
or he might hold out and do it against the Warriors just to do it at Golden State.
Yeah, no, he'll definitely. I think he'll do it at home for sure.
How big of a deal is this?
I mean, we're never going to see it again. This is it. This is a 40-year-old record, isn't it?
Yeah, 38 years, I think.
Yeah, it's a 30. I mean, this is something we'll literally never see. There will be no other player that we will see go through the NBA to break the all-time scoring record. And LeBron's not done.
No.
Everyone thought the scoring record was going to be untouchable. They thought Kobe was going to be the guy to do it, and he just, he missed by what, a couple
5,000
points. And once
5,000 points.
People were like, okay, well, it's definitely going to be LeBron. But after that, there's no one that's going to do it. These guys aren't playing, what LeBron did his first 12 seasons, pretty much. I mean,
like Durant's at 26,000. He's played almost 400 and
he gets injured
less games.
He'll never touch it.
He'll never touch it.
I mean, the fact that you have LeBron, who is an amazing scorer, but I mean, the dude he's a brick house. He doesn't get hurt.
And he's done it. So Kareem did it in 1,560 games. Right now he's at 1,407.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it's funny because I saw once something about he's hit like 2,273s and Kareem only hit one or some shit like that. Like, I'm pretty sure they put the 3-point line in like in Kareem's second to last year.
Yeah, and Kareem wasn't going to make threes, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's wild because over his career, how many points per game is he averaging?
LeBron?
Yeah.
What,
I guess we can figure it out right now.
I guess it's going to be 28.7.
And Barry, you said what?
I said 27.
27.2.
Damn.
That's a high-ass average. Parrot, we were talking about that on a show before when Bear wasn't here, that LeBron, the last time he scored under 10 points was like 2008 or some shit.
Yeah, he had it's insane. He had a long 20-plus point game streak for a long time, too, going.
It's just insane.
Dude's just one of the, the best in my lifetime. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
So just to keep this going, because we always talk about who's the GOAT, him or Jordan. What did Jordan average per game?
23.
Parrot?
26.5.
30.1.
Whew. That's impressive.
That's insane.
What did Kobe average per game? Because his is going to be higher than LeBron's and lower than Jordan, I'm assuming.
It's going to be lower than Jordan, yeah. So Kobe averaged 24.9, 25 basically. So actually lower than LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
He played basically 71 less games at this point. He had 5,000 less points.
You ain't getting 5,000 points in 71 games.
No. Absolutely not. So, yeah, LeBron all the way there. LeBron's doing what he's got to do. So we'll see what's up there. I was going to mention WWE's coming back to the Huntington Center on Sunday Stunner on April 23rd.
The Sunday Stunner.
Tickets are the same price as TV.
What?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
What a fucking ripoff.
It's funny when you listen to Bruce. I was listening to Bruce last week, and he was mentioning how he likes the house shows better because they don't have to pause and all that shit for the cameras and do all this stuff, and they can just do whatever they want, and you get more wrestling at the show. I'm like, this is true, but you got to hope you get a good card. That's the thing.
Oh, there's zero reason why the card or paying for a house show should be as much as TV. There's zero reason.
When did we go? Did we go in October?
January.
Was it January?
Oh wait, sorry. You're talking about SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
October.
thought it was October. Yeah, so it's 6 months basically.
I was thinking of Raw
because they're coming twice a year now to Toledo, and I know Cody just went to Raw, right?
No, we went to SmackDown.
SmackDown in Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. And apparently, after a few guys from my job seeing me and my son on TV, and including Dub, seen us on TV. Apparently Kendra Lust was sitting in front of me as well, and I didn't know it.
What?
So I am highly disappointed. Yes.
Are you serious?
You should. You know what?
Yes.
Hey, kick him off the podcast. Just kick him off. You're kicked off, Cody.
I didn't know.
You're kicked
How
off.
didn't you know?
I didn't know she was there.
You're kicked off. I just made the executive decision.
He's gone.
I bet.
I had no clue she was there.
I bet if
if
Cody Jr. was about 10 years older, he would have known she was there.
we both would have known she was there. We both would have been shooting our shot.
Both been shooting your shot.
Yeah, man, I didn't even know. And if I would have known, I'd have been like, listen, I know I'm not Cena, but I'll make sure you can see me.
But as we switch over to NFL, just a few things. Tom Brady retired today. Probably seems like for good. Seemed legit. The video.
Yeah,
it's definitely for good. He's out of there.
He just screwed Tampa over so bad. They got they're $50 million above the cap. They're so screwed. They got no picks. They don't have shit.
They're $50 million over. Even do they still have to pay him? His contract hurts him still?
No, I mean that was it. But I'm just saying they did all this for Tom, and they brought all these guys in, so they're eating this money now, thinking Tom was going to re-sign for a couple more years. So they're going to have to restructure Evans, and I think they got to pay Godwin. Oh, unless they just paid him last year, I can't remember.
Right.
But yeah, Tampa is going to be just shit for the next 10, 20 years probably, just like they were until they got Tom.
No, you're right. And
Niners are going to be screwed. Purdy, Tommy John surgery, so he's out all next year, they're saying.
Oh, really?
Yep. And they're saying they're not going to have Jimmy G, so it sounds like Trey Lance is going to be starting quarterback anyways out there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the rumor, is that he's going to miss all of next year.
He tore his UCL, right?
Yeah, he tore his UCL, and they said that they're just going to do Tommy John surgery and replace.
That sucks for him, man. That sucks. Kid was on point, man.
Yeah, well.
But he'll be back.
He should.
He'll be back.
CJ Beathard put up numbers in that offense too.
Who did?
CJ Beathard.
CJ Beathard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting there in San Fran next year, but with Trey Lance at the helm, we'll see.
Here, Cody, you'll appreciate this. My dad just texted me and said, "Holy shit, the Celtics actually have 5 white guys on the court."
I'm sure there's a few people in Boston saying happy days are here again.
They're kicking the shit out of the Nets. It's 127-78.
Yeah, actually, they just called me, and I was like, no, I'm sorry, I'm doing a podcast. I can't sub in. Sorry, boys.
I'll say somebody's granddad watching, he's talking about, yeah, see, son, these are the good old days. Have a check out there, pass the ball, belts on shorts, then his baggy short, hip-hop, rappity rap crap.
So, real quick, Cody, your boy LeBron is 89 points away from Kareem's record.
So?
It's a big accomplishment.
Only Cody.
We'll never see it again in our lifetime.
Yeah, so what? I see Kareem break the record on video. I'll be all right.
So here was a fun trivia for you. How many points is LeBron averaging a game right now?
Yeah.
How many? Doesn't even want to answer. Probably back at work.
Say that again?
How many points is LeBron averaging per game in his career?
I don't know. Depending on how many balls of real game he needs to get on the floor. Oh, Mosley head, dude. Man, fuck that dude. Oh, Mosley head, man.
I just want you to answer the question.
What's he averaging, like 38 this year, I think?
For his career, what's he averaging?
Oh, I think 32 or something, right?
27-2. How many did Kobe average?
Oh, shit. I don't remember. Oh, boy. I think like 28, 29.
25. Jordan, how many did he average?
Oh, I have no idea.
He was over.
I'd say probably 22.
Say what?
I'd say 22 probably.
He was at 30.
Oh, look at that.
There you go. Oh, here you go. Old Jade's 50-0 now.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
All right, so here we go. We got to get into NFL and
you know what? So he was bald too, and he knew he was going bald, so he just shaved it all off. He put no headband on. He put a headband on because he was sweating.
So
score as many points. Hell, that's that. Never mind. I won't say that on the air. I won't say what. I had to say that off air. But freaking LeBron, he only lasted as long as he got in the league at 17. And I might have said this before. It's that cocaine in the system. Yeah, it's that Ohio crack in the system, man. That's why you played this long. You're like superhuman. You know, it might recede your hairline a little bit, but hey, he'll play it till he's 50.
So in the
But you can't swim 38,000, huh?
Keep going.
I was say he can't swim 38,000 laps. A hairline will wash out.
So, Cody, well, we're not going to ask you. So we know the Eagles kind of beat up on the Niners, and Purdy got hurt. Eagles won, but I'm more interested on the Bengals and Chiefs game. I know Parrot's been waiting patiently as pissed off Parrot. Parrot, what were your thoughts on that game? Obviously,
well, first off, I'd like to shout out and thank the officiating crew and Ron Tolbert for and the Hunt family and the Chiefs organization for going to the Super Bowl. The better team is not in the Super Bowl, and I'm not going to sit here and bitch about what could have been and what should have been. All I ask is that these refs officiate a fair game. If you're gonna call holding on one team, you're gonna fucking call it on the other team. All these missed calls in the last 3 minutes of this game are just absolute bullshit. I know Bengals lost on a boneheaded play. That's on us. But the fact that it ended up getting to that play in the first place is utter bullshit. And
so how did you feel about when they moved the clock?
Last week in the Buffalo game to us too. They didn't officiate fairly. We just got lucky and got out to an early lead.
So when they called, what was that, third down, when they stopped him and they let him do third down again because they forgot to start the clock? Wasn't some shit like that happen?
No, it was because apparently the explanation Ron Tolbert gave was because the line judge saw that the ball or something was spotted wrong.
Huh. And what did you say about Ron Tolbert? His family member made a bet or some shit.
And I saw from a very apparently a family member made a very large bet on the Chiefs in that game. Very fishy. But oh well, the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. Go Eagles. I got nothing more to say about it.
And Cody, what were you going to say?
I was saying, Perry, did you say all this when the Bengals got that extra down against the Raiders last year?
Cody, where's your team at?
The same place where yours is, bitch, at home.
How'd the Rams do this year?
Name is the Bengals.
I know they beat the Bengals, though.
I was about to say, what'd they do last year to them?
Yeah.
Last year doesn't matter.
Here we go.
There you go. You sound like an Eagles fan. Last year,
Yeah, you know what? They just have to play more games.
Don't get respected, and that's fine. You guys can all sit here and say what you want, but
if
they
the
don't.
past didn't matter, they wouldn't keep records.
That's bullshit.
Let those tears season that nasty ass Skyline dog food. It might make it taste better.
Skyline's awesome.
Mix them
Fuck
peas.
Cody.
Mix them peas with that Skyline Alto.
Yeah, the Parrot, you did
You know,
have
I'll take my Skyline and I will sit there and enjoy it. You know, and all I
$5
gotta
a
say
can, no
is
thanks.
I'm excited for the future. It's not the last time the Bengals will be in this position. You know, the future is still bright, and it's an unfortunate way to go out. Can't win every year, but
yeah, you're right, because
no.
they're going to do better than the Rams. I mean, Baker's their new guy. Cody's excited. He's got himself a Baker Mayfield jersey all ready to go. See, he's even speechless. He's so excited about his Baker Mayfield jersey. The Parrot, something you wanted to bring up, and Bear can probably tell you better than me when it's happened in the past about the Sean Payton.
Oh yeah. So I asked Gary this earlier. I just told him this earlier. I never knew you could trade a coach.
Oh yeah.
I never have seen or heard anything like that.
Who'd that just happen to?
I know. I was trying to think of who it was, and I couldn't remember.
Yeah, that happened, I don't know, probably 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, but they traded first round pick. Fuck them picks. The picks they don't even have. They traded first rounder this year for Sean Payton. But they
Here
still
you go.
Russell Wilson.
Here. The Broncos have basically traded 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and 3 players for Wilson and Payton.
Yeah. Well, Payton's. We'll see what he can do there.
Okay. That was Belichick that got traded, wasn't it?
What's that?
I thought it was Belichick that got traded, wasn't it?
Yeah, so eight coaches have been traded now. Don Shula in 1970 got traded to the Dolphins from the Colts. Bill Parcells got traded in 97 to the Jets.
Oh, Parcells.
Mike Holmgren got traded in 99. Bill Belichick in 2000. John Gruden in 2002. That was when he went from the Raiders to the Bucks and then beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl. Herm Edwards in 06. I don't remember that. Bruce Arians in 2019, and now Sean Payton. So 8 head coaches have been traded now in the NFL.
Huh.
Interesting.
So Arians got traded from where?
Tampa to Arizona.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry, Arizona to Tampa. My apologies. Arizona to Tampa.
But now he's not coaching there.
Mm-hmm.
Is he doing anything now?
I think he's consulting somewhere. I thought he was still consulting in Tampa.
Yeah, I think you're right. So it is what it is. At least the Cowboys got rid of Kellen Moore. Fortunately, McCarthy's calling plays, but at least Kellen Moore's gone. And congratulations, Kellen Moore. I hope you have fun with Justin Herbert. I should say congratulations to Herbert.
Yeah, I mean, when he's running 4 curls, see how good Justin Herbert is. He might throw him the ball there. But, I mean, I think, like you said, all this was mutual. They needed to move on from him. Kellen needed to get something different. I'm not totally excited about McCarthy calling plays either, but I'm not excited about any head coach calling plays. It just doesn't work. So we'll see. He's got a lot of time he knows the offense, and there's plenty of time to get it all figured out and see what works best. So next year when they lose in the first or second round of the playoffs, then McCarthy will get fired.
And then Dan Quinn will be the head coach.
Very possible.
Yeah, I mean, thank God they kept him.
Yep. And then, the last one, too, D'Amico Ryans is the new head coach of the Houston Texans.
As he should be.
And I think
Jesus.
who's Panthers coach? Can we talk about that?
Say what, Cody?
I said that D'Amico Ryans had to go to the black hole, the coaching though.
I mean, that's where he played.
Like, I mean, in more ways than one. Like, damn, man, why all the black dudes got to go through Houston to get a damn coaching job? It's like where you never end up again, man. It's like the Black Lagoon or some shit. You know, you get wrapped up into that mess, man. You never get a head coaching job again.
But yeah, the Panthers is Frank Reich.
Yeah.
And then Deuce Staley left the Lions to go to the Panthers. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not.
Don't know his role yet, but he's leaving to go to Frank Reich.
There you go. I mean, Carolina's getting a good coach. Frank Reich just had a shitty quarterback situation in Indy. It wasn't his fault.
He played for he coached for the Colts. He was screwed regardless.
It's not his fault. They brought Matt Ryan in there. It was Jim Irsay's fault.
Yeah, and he had Carson Wentz before that too.
Yeah, and he had a winning record. And then he gets Matt Ryan, has a kind of shitty record, and gets canned. So, I mean, I still think Wilkes should have been the coach of Carolina, but the way they played for him at the end of the year, but they got a young team, so he'd be the guy to rebuild it.
I seen Matt Rule was suing Carolina.
Yeah, arbitration.
Yep.
Yeah, he won some money.
Bitch, but I have
maybe the Bengals can get in on that lawsuit saying that the NFL is rigged, you know. They settled out of court for some couple of salt and pepper packets to put in that nasty ass shit they call chili.
Oh. Man, this one get Cody all happy deep down inside. Cody, you know who Wayne Simmons is? I know you're a big hockey fan.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know Wayne Simmons.
Yeah, he just beat the shit out of some white dude on Boston.
Look at that. Look at that, man. Look at that. He better leave the arena though. They're gonna catch him.
Luckily they're in Toronto tonight, so it's okay.
Yeah, he's home.
Somebody look out for Wayne though, man. Look out for Wayne.
Well, at least Boston had one win tonight.
Yep. So that's all we got for this week on sports. Those of you tuning in Sunday, hoping for Hogan versus Warrior, I'm sorry. It's getting preempted again for the third month. But tune in and you can listen to Parrott, who did his homework, has new names of wrestlers in the 1998 Royal Rumble. We'll be watching it. Bear and I will, and we'll be calling out based on Parrott's names of the actual wrestlers. That's the names we're going to use as we call out the Royal Rumble. You can follow along with us on the old Peacock, but tune in Sunday to hear that. But for now, thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time, All Work Clothing, Cramp Squatty Landscaping, Connell Barrett, DatingTransformation.com, and Smarty Steve. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Make sure you catch Fedor Emelianenko's 15th last match, Strike Force, or whatever the fuck Scott Coker owns nowadays. Saturday.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
You can say it
Damn,
again.
man, Fedor's retired more times than Flair, ain't he?